It is me again. So, the other thing that I want to speak about, so this is day 8 now, Sunday, the 12th of October. Um, the other thing I want to speak about is what I felt from there's two things. There's two things I want to kind of go into. So one of them is like when we are as women when we are bleeding, we become a portal for releasing and realization. And I realized that like when I smoke, it kind of blocks it a bit. So like yesterday, I was having all these feels, like big emotions, grumpiness, just like all the usual stuff that happens on your period. But when you're able to like listen to it and like actually listen and be like, okay, what is my womb telling me? There's a lot of wisdom there, womb wisdom. And then like smoking kind of blocks that off a bit. And you know how you feel like a bit groggy and tired on your period anyway? It's like if you just surrender to that, then you can, wisdom will come through and it might be slow and it might just be little nuggets. It doesn't need to be a huge revelation, right? But for me, it was like there was a lot of stuff coming through. And then because I smoked last night, this morning, I was just like, oh, I just feel like, ugh, like I just need to like clean myself. And this is really interesting because it's also like if we've taken any sort of substance that's altered our way of thinking or feeling. So especially like I don't drink alcohol, but um when I would like drink when I was younger and party and stuff, it's that, like when you have a hangover and you feel disgusting. So you want to like clean yourself. So you might have like a really long shower. You might clean your house, like things like that. You try and clean yourself. You try and rid yourself of the energy that you've like ingested or intoxicated yourself with. That was kind of like what I was feeling this morning. And I was like, that's just my body telling me I don't want to do, I don't want to smoke weed anymore. Like it's that thing where you have a short-term relief, but then the long-term like discomfort or feeling of like, ugh, that's not serving me. So that was one topic that I was just finishing off. The other thing that I have been feeling quite heavy on my heart today is in relation to chronic pain and fatigue, and like when we kind of have to choose our bodies and like choose our own kind of health over things that we may want to do. This is really, really difficult. And it happens to me often, obviously, with someone, navigating life with like complex health issues. But yesterday it was tough because I was really looking forward to going to a wonderful retreat. For the day. I was like, I won't stay overnight because I know I'll be tired at night, so I'll go home and rest. And I knew that like my period was probably going to arrive, but I was like, it might be okay, I might feel okay, I might be able to go. But there was an instance earlier this year when I traveled to Glasgow for the weekend to spend time with friends, and I was on my period, and I soldiered on through, but it took me a whole 2 weeks to recover from that because I was just operating kind of on like my nervous system wasn't super regulated. Um, and I had a great time, but I was in pain and I was quite fatigued. Even when I did rest and have a bath and stuff, like at my friend's house, like by the time I got home, I was exhausted, and it literally took me 2 weeks to recover. So obviously, I was thinking, well, I really, it's that, it's that thing, it's that these boundaries that we need to be so strong in when we have like health issues. And sometimes it's really difficult because obviously I really wanted to go to the thing. Like my mind and spirit were like, yeah, let's go to this retreat. It's going to be gorgeous. It'll be so good. It'll be good for me. It'll be a release. And yeah, it would have been all those things. But the fact that I was going to have to get up at like quarter to seven, my alarm went off at quarter to seven. I was going to drive for an hour, and then this retreat was going to be 9 hours, and then I'd need to drive home. And I know I would have been pushing my body and my nervous system past its limits, like outside its window of tolerance. And then I probably would have taken a lot longer to recover. So I chose not to go, and I chose to just let my body move slow. Because when I checked in with my body in the morning, it was like, yeah, no. And my legs were like jelly, they weren't wanting to move. So I honored that. But what's really, really common thing to happen for people with like chronic pain and stuff like that is like, so say I let myself rest, right? So then I went back to sleep. I slept for 3 hours. So I didn't get up till 10:30. I had like a really long sleep. had a really nice slow day, and then I managed to go out and do some things. But because I'd let myself rest, I then started to feel better, obviously, right? So then your brain goes, "Oh, I should have just gone." And this is the really difficult thing when you kind of have that like internal conflict with your body, because like your body and your mind, especially if you're a very ambitious person, and you're like, you want to do all these things, but you have a body that doesn't allow you to do all the things. And then so yeah, it's easy to then like think like, oh, like I should have just gone and stuff like that. But like, dude, I've been, doing this kind of working with my brain, my mind for a long time now. So I can kind of catch that when that happens and go, look, the only reason I'm thinking that is because I feel good now because I didn't get up and like push through with adrenaline to do this event, to then crash and burn later. You know what I mean? So then it's like it wouldn't have even been beneficial because I would have felt shit because my energy would have been so low. But I just wanted to share that because these are some of just like the fucking everyday complex shit that you have to like figure out as a disabled person, as a body that's less able. And it's fucking hard, man. And the hardest thing for me is the lack then of you want connection, like I wanted to go and hang out with cool people, conscious people. It was the aspect of community that was the most attractive thing to me for going to this event. For doing, for doing healing work, but amongst other people, it's like so powerful. And so today I'm just feeling really sad because it's kind of like a grieving for all of the times where this has maybe happened this year, where I have, in one sense, I'm really proud of myself for not pushing myself past my limits because I've chosen to honor my body's like needs and not push too much to then be ill and have to like recover. But on the other hand, it's really hard because I feel lonely and I can feel sad that I'm not able to, keep up with the pace that other people are doing. Or it's not even so much about what other people are doing. Like, it's not really like the comparison thing. It's more just like, I'm just sad that I have to, like, by doing one thing that's good for me, then I miss out on another thing that my soul really craves, which is like connection and community. So that's just something that I am sitting with today as I sit by this beautiful river. And yeah, whenever I feel sad or heavy, um, if I can, I like to get out into nature, find a nice little spot, and just let the earth hold me. So that's what I'm doing today, and that is my share.